Well done, Jennifer. You finished that up like that. All
Like a
right.
champ.
We are,
Fastest makeup job in the world.
you're getting quicker at it every time. So we are live. All four of us are here tonight. Thank you, ladies. How is
Yay.
everyone holding up out there in that crazy world? Christmas craziness.
You can actually feel the stress with the clients.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's this whole year of, the last conversation I had of the night with a client that went home right at the end of the day was that the woman apologized that she hadn't been more often because she's just survived breast cancer.
Holy cow.
And you're just like, don't even apologize for your dog, and you can just tell people are just kind of at that last sort of, God, I got to get through this. Yeah.
Yeah. It is tough. So that's what I kind of thought we'd go through tonight. The talking about how are we all coping. I mean, I think you guys may have bigger shops than I do. So, and have more dogs, especially Jennifer, with you having the daycare and everything up.
We had 10 dogs in daycare today, and one like 30 grooms, including some bath dogs. Yeah.
30 grooms. How many? Oh, let me do my spiel first. That way we can because if we have anybody new, welcome to the Groomer's Cut for anybody who's joining us. We do this every Monday night. You've got myself, Dara, Michelle, Jennifer, and Melissa is on tonight. And we are all across the nation here. So this is fun that we get together and do this and have these topics. If you're just joining us for the first time, whatever platform, we are streaming this on 7 different groups. So please grant Facebook permission, and that'll allow us to see your names over in our feed. And some of you might not see all the comments that we are seeing because we see them all come through on our end, but you just see the comments in your feed where you're watching. So we'll answer them all, and we usually read them out too so that nobody misses out on anything. But tonight, with the holiday looming, and we're not going to be on next week, so we'll skip and go back and have our first one in we'll have one more this year. So we'll have our final one in 2 weeks.
Are we doing a show on the 27th, Monday the 27th?
Yeah, after Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be our final one for this year.
Okay.
Yes. And we did have a Master Groomer Council meeting last night. So, Michelle, would you like to recap that for us?
Yeah, it was lively. It started a little late. My bad.
It doesn't have anything to do with you being so busy.
But we really got into intake protocol, and I thought that was quite a sexy topic. It wasn't even the topic that got introduced in the beginning of the meeting. It is getting spicy, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be in on the news, if you want to be in and get your voice heard, absolutely join our Master Groomer Council of Best Practices, where we discuss the issues of the day and form best practices for our industry.
I'm going to go ahead and post that Facebook page for everyone who is new, because hopefully we're getting some new faces in here. But thank you to all of our wonderful weekly people that bear with us through this all.
I just want to say you can watch the Groomers Council. If you miss the live, you can always go back and watch the recorded. I missed it last night, so I went back this morning and watched the lively discussion that the ladies had last night. So it's always, if you can't make it right then and there live, you can at least go back in and get caught up.
Which I will do because I was late too. Oh my gosh, that is so great.
I think I missed the first 10 minutes. So
yeah, it was good, but it's coming right along. I'm really happy with it. And there is some there is some differences of opinion, which I think are awesome in this day and age of not letting everybody get their voice heard. It is really refreshing to discuss things objectively, discuss things as the masters of our field, of our profession, and really get something done, because we're all there for the same reason. We're on the same team. So it's a really wonderful experience. I recommend everybody. It's unlike anything that you've seen on Facebook. This is really talking about the basics of the best practices of what we do every day. And it will eventually be voted on by our masters. If you want to have voting rights, please get your education on and get your master certification in something. Yep. And it will eventually be published in a compendium that is available, that will be available for you to have in your salon, or for clients to have if they're interested in having the very best of the best. So,
and I just want to take this moment to commend our amazing Michelle, who has.
How about I'll do this?
Who's
golf
set
clap? Golf clap.
Who has set a tone for our times. You are the tone of our times. You are all about informed dialogue, and you know how disagreement can be productive, and how you converse with each other respectfully and from all points of view, and yet just positive affirmations from everybody. I just think, Michelle, you are a master facilitator in addition to being a master groomer.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you. It's a labor of love. I'm very passionate about what we do, and you'll hear me say it 1,000 times before I leave this earth. I do love each and every one of you. If you're a groomer, you're automatically in my heart. I just adore each and every one of you. You are my kindred spirit. So,
yep.
And hi to our wonderful friends in the chat room.
Hi, Laura.
Lorraine,
Ashley, Christina.
Yay.
Yep.
Friends.
Yes. We got some good ones.
Oh,
all right. Do you see them?
I do now. Yeah. I just had to click a little.
Yeah, just scroll down.
Yeah, I just had a little minute of confusion, but I'm on board now. Sorry.
There we go. All right. So yeah, I think I had posted tonight to talk a little bit about our salons filling up and what kind of precautions are we taking precautions. Ooh, I got some misspellings in there. I got to go fix those. Oh, I hate when I do that, but I was in a hurry.
We're just following our regular COVID protocol, which has worked out. We've got a little shotgun shop. So our lobby is just like, it only holds one family anyway. And then we're in a shopping mall. So, I mean, they line up at 6 feet between them along the thing when they come in. Some are staggered, some are not. It really depends on the day. But we're basically just following the original COVID protocol, keep everything clean, keep everybody distance, everybody wears masks, so that's where we're at.
How many are in your shop? Sorry.
I have 5, 6, 7, about 8 people, 8 staff at any given time in the salon at the same time.
Including yourself?
Including myself. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 8 total. And about how many pets a day?
Anywhere from 25 to 40.
25, that's a lot. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah. I have had a rash of some of the more difficult grooms come in, dogs that can't stand. Today we had 3 dogs that are so old and so large they can't stand. And we're following all our protocols. We're not letting clients in the shop, but I have found, and everybody's staying masked, and everybody's being really careful if they have anybody in their life that they've been in touch with that might come positive. They are all staying home and quarantining. We've got one person out right now that's still on quarantine from an exposure through a family member. And just everybody's being super careful that way. But I'm finding that we can't physically stay 6 feet apart from each other in the shop because we're helping each other with some of these big dogs. Right. So we're staying masked, but like if we touch each other, then we're washing our hands a lot and stuff. But that part of it is difficult.
I kind of think in that proximity though, your family, You shared your germs. There's no way, no little
Yeah.
mask or whatever. You are sharing your flora and fauna. I mean, you just are at that point. So I think that for me anyway, personally, I think the risk is the new incomer, that's bringing in. So disinfecting between every person that comes in, and then making sure everything's clean while handing back as well, and keeping everybody separated outside. So that to me, that has more of the risk of transmission than people that my work people can come to my house because we work together. If you're in an area as small as ours, you're sharing germs. You just are. You're helping with toenails and holding for people. It's going to happen.
But are you letting customers in your shop?
They come in my lobby, but it's a controlled lobby. I've got a little vestibule, so I mean they can't even come. It's totally the lobby, separate. And then we're in the back. So
we're very open, but there's very little barrier. There's just a sort of a half wall barrier between our lobby and our grooming. So so we're doing curbside. We set up a pen outside, and we're doing curbside. Mm-hmm. And I can in our chat room, like Lisa, who works. Lisa, who's been a vet tech in addition to being a master groomer, says that that's a big problem in veterinary hospitals too right now, is to be physically separate from each other. So staying masked, but it's you have to sometimes multiple people have to hold a dog.
I love it, Lara. She's exactly. My salon has decided we're family in a group and avoiding new people, large groups, etc. Absolutely, they are. I consider them members of my immediate family, so we can do social things together. We're having a great Christmas party. Everybody's going to be decorating these giant gingerbread men. It's going to be fantastic.
And Christina says her group calls it their pod. But Laura said that in Indiana, your staff is actually treating each other like family. They're not going to family away, but the staff is the family. That's probably, you're right, the way we are these days. That's good.
That's important because, we're also, I work for myself. So I'm having to do curbside where my clients normally would just come to the house and come in and come to my studio. And now I have to go out. I go out and I get the dog from them masked and gloved and no leashes, no collars, no nothing. And then when I text, and when the dog's done, I bring it out to them, and everything is done. Payment is done all electronically, so that there's no, and if they have to give me cash, then it has to be in a plastic bag and that kind of stuff. So it's nice to hear that you guys have that unit, because I'm very separated right now. Mm-hmm. So those that do work by themselves, it's even more so now because we can't really even
isolated.
Yes, we can't even really interact with our clients the way we would normally.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. We tried curbside. That's very stressful on a busy road. Very stressful. Christina asked, she's bringing in new folks. I think Michelle was talking about her customers walking into the front, but if you're hiring a new bather and groomer, what's your suggestion for onboarding them?
Ooh, that's
a good question.
That's a good question, and I've actually recently done that. So she comes in, and she's the bather. She came in, and she can kind of separate from us. She wears a mask. We wear a mask. And then after a while, she becomes part of the family because, again, we're helping her hold this, that, and the other. That's just how it is. You have to at least let people in a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's a line that everybody has to decide upon for themselves.
I mean, I would
certainly
ask any new hire what they've been doing the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah. That goes without. That's part of the interview process and all that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, Laura. She's on a highway. You can't have curbside on a highway. It's not going to happen.
No, those busy roads. It's scary.
I wonder if anybody is anybody that is hiring, is anybody requiring a COVID test prior to being hired? I wonder if
we don't require that. So
right, but I wonder if anybody else is.
I haven't heard that around here, but I do know because my husband actually works in Western Massachusetts, and he has roughly about a 3.5 hour drive to where he works. And we are making a road trip in the next couple weeks. And for him, once we get back, he is required before he can go back to work to have a test. But it's only he doesn't have to quarantine or anything. That test they do for I don't know if he gets where they go, but it's a
quick
24-hour turnaround.
Yeah, they have those quick tests. Yeah.
He can get back to work because he works for the utility company and needs to be back on as quickly as possible. So, but they did say that. Now, what he doesn't have to do, Massachusetts apparently, for people traveling, are required to tell the government when they leave the state and when they are returning, because his residency is New Hampshire. He doesn't have to tell them. But I just thought, oh my God, you gotta actually tell the government when you're leaving the state, whether it's on business or not. That's
actually
crazy.
when you and we get on and off the plane, having just traveled recently,
you have to declare it. Yeah,
right. You have to declare it, and there's paperwork you have to fill out, and all sorts of stuff. And because I fly
back to
when
Arizona.
I flew into and when I flew into Logan as well.
Really?
When I came from
I didn't
Arizona.
get any of that and I went into Texas.
Yeah.
And nothing. I mean, everything was closed. But I came in on a Friday afternoon. My plane was packed.
Yeah, so were mine.
And nothing. They didn't ask me anything. I was out and took a taxi back home.
Yeah. So funny. I guess it just depends on, what they decide to do when. And because they're just like us, everybody's kind of making it up as they go. There isn't any real precedence for this. So, it's kind of like, okay, we'll try this and see if this helps keep a lid on things.
Well, I'm curious. I was actually very curious how people's count is in terms of how busy our businesses are compared to previous years, because I'm finding that there's not the huge rush that we've had. I mean, we're a little busier than we were a month ago. So, there's a teeny bit of a rush, but there's nowhere near the, almost double capacity that we prepare for and, try to plan on. Kind of wishing that we had this huge pre-Christmas rush, because you always worry about January, February being slow. But when people aren't traveling for the holiday, or they're not having big family events over or whatever, I'm finding that it's not quite as busy as I'd like it to be. It's busy, but it's not quite as busy as I have had in years past and would like.
I just spoke to a friend that does she's she is management for a large corporate daycare boarding facility. And she was saying that, and she manages several around the state, and she was saying that they are not even close to the numbers that they were at last year this time of year. And they do have each location has a small grooming salon, and she said that it's just people just aren't. And here in Arizona, the numbers are really through the roof right now. So she was saying that it's just really hard. Everybody is really kind of struggling, and they prepped for that huge rush way ahead of time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna kind of get to is, when you're expecting the holiday to be that, and
right,
it's tough to say. I mean, we've got a lot of people who are saying, they're
crazy.
They're really busy, and I don't have anything to gauge off being this is only our second holiday in this location, so I still don't have a good gauge on that yet.
Well,
But
Laura has said what I'm experiencing is mostly like a ton of new dogs and new puppies. Like
yes,
just since the pandemic started, sure enough, since last March, April, we
have
are
a
getting
ton
new
of
puppies.
Yeah.
New puppies, new puppies, new puppies, new
Yeah.
puppies. I
That's
mean,
interesting that you guys should say that, because now I just thought we just were in an area where they got a bunch of new puppies.
no.
we had
I didn't even
4
think
today.
to ask my peer group to see
Yeah.
what they were experiencing.
Yeah.
That's weird, you guys.
Yeah, we had 4 puppies today, and I kept, and I was even
People got puppies.
telling, and yes, doodles, yeah. I was even asking Cindy, I'm like, don't book the puppies. It's so busy. We don't have time for them. And 4 came in today, and I was like, ah!
Yeah.
We're crazy.
Breeders, the breeders, the people who just breed, for a living, unfortunately, all got the pandemic message real early last spring and all started cranking out the puppies like crazy. Because we have, I've never seen
just cranking them out here.
Yeah, it's
wow. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
What is it? What breed?
What breed? Shih Tzu.
It's a Shih Tzu. Oh, look at that gorgeous color.
Yeah.
So I have.
What do you call that? Is that sable?
Yeah.
What do you call that? Sable?
She's a sable. Yeah, she'll be a black-faced sable.
Wow.
Yeah. Stunning.
So, but people are, I just happen to have a litter of puppies, but yes, people are getting puppies like crazy. My puppies are already, I have a waiting list that I couldn't produce enough people for the people that I have waiting for puppies. So, you know what I mean? So for me, my puppies already have a home by the time they're already born. Yeah. People are waiting for them. But yes, we're just, I have seen, as a breeder, I have seen an influx of people, and I have a very stringent adoption process that they have to go through and give me veterinary references and all sorts of things. So I have seen people referring me and just going crazy, and I'm like, no, it's not
well, that one's stunning. I may have to get on your waiting list. That's stunning.
Yeah. They are cuties. Oh my God.
They are. They're my little snorters, They're just little piglets.
I'm wondering if, ever the academic here, I'm wondering if there isn't some amazing psychological study that can be done about the effect of the pandemic on people and the massive influx, because everybody in our chat room is all saying that they're seeing the same thing about puppies. Everybody's getting new puppies like crazy. Yeah. I'm wondering if there isn't some really interesting,
well, I'll tell you what it is right now, and that's
therapy.
My little, absolutely. Everybody's isolated. We can't go out
you're
and hug our friends and pal around and shake hands with friends that we meet that are new. I mean, humans are meant to be touched and to touch. We need human contact. So when you're deprived of that, what do? You get a puppy.
You get something, and especially if you're locked in the house with your, significant others and your children and it's a pressure valve. It lets off the steam. You can play with the puppy and go outside. It gives you something different.
I just want to pause here just for a moment and acknowledge the rock star in our room today, which is Laura. She is what I want to be when I grow up. She is a businesswoman. She is moving and rocking and taking names and kicking butt and clipping doodles like you would not believe. She is amazing.
I wanted to ask her
location.
Wow. Well, earlier up here, Lara, you had mentioned that the doodle prices had doubled in your area. Are we talking grooming prices, or are we talking
the dog
buying?
Oh yeah.
Puppies.
Yeah. But have you guys also experienced that your supply, like I had to order a few things and get some stuff, and I've noticed that prices have gone up on a lot of
clippers are insanely expensive.
If you can get them.
If
Yeah.
you can
That
get
was
them,
what I was going to
everything's
say.
on
I've had to like pick alternate things because I can't get what I usually use.
Mhm.
I think it's because in any time that there's a factory where people have to work together on an assembly
Yeah.
line or in close quarters, I know that for the Andis factory, which is just, a half an hour north of my house here, they've had to go into shifts and they've had to cut back on the number of people that can be in the building at one time and all that kind of stuff. And they've had to cut their production way down. So
Yeah.
it's a problem.
I think the supply chain is broken, that there are large chinks in the supply
I think
chain.
they discontinued their fabulous fine tooth rake.
Oh,
I
really?
know, I love that thing.
They discontinued it. We've been trying to get them as Christmas presents for some of the staff. You can't find them anywhere. And then I found one on Love Groomer, I think it was. So we ordered it real quick. And it's just the black version of the green and white one.
No,
I
believe as an industry, when the pandemic is over, I did hear also that they had stopped making that ultra fine de-shedder, which is a miracle tool. I love it. I'm hanging on to the two that I own, like they're precious gold. But I'm wondering if we as an industry go to them after the pandemic is, not so serious, and after things have subsided, go to them next year as an industry and just say, look, everybody in the industry wants that tool. Please start making
it back. Bring it back.
Yeah.
And it might be simply a matter of they can't find
Laura says they call it the magic rake.
Yeah, they can't get the materials because of all the sanctions and the trades are kind of messed up right now, and maybe it's just impossible to go their old route, and they've had to regroup. I thought a lot of people have done that. So
yeah.
Well, I'm sure if we're trying to find alternatives for what we usually use because we can't get what we usually use, just think of the companies and the manufacturers as well.
Right.
So
because who discontinues such a hot selling item like that?
Yeah, maybe
if it could possibly help it, unless they're coming out with something fantastic that's better. So
I know,
but I don't know.
Christina's asking. It's called the Andis Ultra Fine De-Shedder, and I think I don't know if Dara, if you can find it and put up a link.
I'm trying to find it right now.
But it's basically like their little green and white de-shedder. It's got the hooky teeth thing, but it's really close together. And it basically does like carding level work with just the stroke of a, ergonomic handle. It's so fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could actually do like a lot of your sort of basic level hand stripping too. It's just amazing.
All right, I'm gonna post the Amazon link for it, but it's out of
gone.
stock.
Yeah,
you won't find it. You won't find it.
You can get it on eBay. I found it for $144.
What? And they were like 15 or 24.
No, they were always like 25.
23 on Chewy's, but Chewy's doesn't have them anymore.
Yeah.
And I got mine because I went to Jennifer's seminar and she told me that's where to get it. I hurried up and got it. And that's the only reason I even have one. I have one.
I think we have a couple left. I think we have a few at the shop, but
I don't know. Ladies, sorry if you lose me, my power is not working in here, so my computer's being crazy. So sorry, that's what I'm messing with.
Do they actually have them? Laura, do they have them?
No, nobody has them.
Yeah, they're all out of stock. Yeah, they've stopped making them.
That's what I thought. Yep, they're not anywhere to be found. So that might be it might be a manufacturing issue that they can readdress later at a later date.
Yeah.
Oh, Lara posted on Frank Rowe and Son too. They were $20.99 there.
Yeah.
You know what? This is how good they are, you guys. When she put that link in there, and I was asking her, "Oh, do they have them in stock?" I was literally getting ready to copy and paste it right in my browser to go order some. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I made mention of it at when I did my Groomer's Guide to the 15 Coat Types program out in back when we started our threesome here, ladies, and actually our foursome. Out at Groom Expo West in February of 2020, right before the pandemic stuff really hit, and
2019.
No, it was February of this year.
Really?
And
This year's been long.
They sold out of it on the floor of the show because I recommended it so highly. They sold out, and it's and I think then the pandemic hit.
Wow. We had a competition last year in August, and Andis sent us 9 of them for the top
wow.
3 winners in each category got one.
I just think as an industry, we have to go back to them and say, next year, after you get your factory back to full capacity.
I agree. It's such a good tool. Unless they can improve it, bring that one out. I want that one back. Because I'm guarding it with my life, and everybody wants to use it all the time. So I have to watch them when they do it to make sure they're treating it correctly.
I'm doing the same thing at my shop. Bring it back to my station.
Right.
You can't take it over to your station unless you bring it back to my station.
No doubt. No doubt. So how's everybody holding up? For sure. For realsies.
I'm tired.
I'm exhausted.
I don't know if you were asking us or not, but
yes.
Tired.
How are you holding up? And we're not even into the Christmas season really hard yet. I mean, it's just, wow. How's everybody doing?
Our phone was pretty quiet today, considering usually Mondays are our busiest, fastest phone days.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
the same
because
for us too.
we're one of the only grooming shops in the area not closed on Mondays. So we tend to get a lot, but today was quiet, and that scares me. Because that means they're all going to call next Monday and want to get squeezed in, and we're trying.
I would say that I'm actually, I always gear up for December with staffing and, just protocols, and I stock up on products and, bandanas and everything. And I just, so I'm feeling, but we're sort of just at steady numbers for what we've been, like 25 a day. So it's not quite, I'm sort of missing the pre-Christmas rush. And I'll tell you, normally my clients bring us food, and we've gotten a couple of nice tips, big holiday tips, a couple, but the absence of I think everybody's, finances are tight, and people aren't, they're all just kind of taking, just enough to get by kind of practices. And we're all sort of missing all of the treats that we normally have piled up in the shop this time of year. And so, it's you can feel the broader ramifications of the pandemic just throughout the community. I think everybody is going to survive. I mean, I'm certainly my shop is going to survive, and that's okay. This year will be the first year ever that we've lost money. We will lose a little this year because we were closed for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of expenses associated with restarting up, but but we'll be okay. It'll come off our taxes, and we'll get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just looking in here. Somebody had a good comment that I was seeing. Are other people's clients being difficult? Yeah, we've gotten a lot of new customers, newer, and I'm wondering if because everybody else is booked and they're just looking to get in, but they seem a lot more demanding this year than normal. I don't know if that's just our region, because people just aren't as nice around here. That's what I'm finding.
Everybody's on edge. Everybody's on edge. And I've seen clients that I know are wonderful crack. I've seen people come in that are already cracked, and they are just trying to get a service to get some normalcy in their life. They're at every level, at every financial, social level, that comes into our salon. Everybody is dealing with a certain type of stress, a certain thing that's affecting them, and it is the very best that I can do to ease their mind, treat their pet well, and soothe them and give them some kind words when they come in. In the event that you can't reach somebody, you simply can't reach them. You got to get that negativity away from you. Back away, Satan. Seriously. So,
I love that Christina. I did a private staff training on the coat types and so on, and the double coat shaving issue and so on with Christina's wonderful staff in Falls Church, Virginia, and she said that as they and they made the commitment to stop shaving dogs after that, and especially like double coats and things like that. And she said that some of the clients are being cranky about they're making that transition. Oh, we just lost Melissa. But but I promise you, Christina, you and anybody else that makes this commitment, once you explain it to people that this is for the well-being of the dogs, and that you will never do anything to hurt a dog, and that you're always going to be there to do the right thing for the dogs, and just, shower them with the love that you have for their dogs and the expertise you have about why things work the way they work on a dog's coat when it's a double coat, and all of those things, you will gain far more than you will lose from this. And
it brings a whole new dimension to your love of grooming when you're doing the best you can for every single coat that walks in. Stopping shaving double-coated dogs just on a whim. We've already talked about medically necessary. If you want to talk about it more, come to the group.
Master Groomers Council and Best Practice. Yeah.
But having said that, that's where we discuss all that. When you decide to change your protocol, change the way you perceive how you approach grooming and how you approach a dog with hair, and you don't just willy-nilly shave double coats down. It's a dimension of grooming that makes your grooming life better, and you don't realize it until you start doing it that way. It just makes things better. It's better.
Mm-hmm.
I love that what Lorraine said, that I hope I'm saying her name. Is it Lorraine or Lorraine? I've always wanted to know. You'll have to tell me if I have.
I call her Lori.
But anyway, she said that she has customers are very chatty because they're kind of lonely and want to talk. I have that going on too. They're very chatty out front in the cold in Chicago as we go out to the curb to pick up their dog. They want to chat and chat and chat because they're home alone. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Yep, Michelle. Somebody printed out your pamphlet, Michelle. Sorry, Facebook user.
You're very welcome. I'm glad that it could be of use to you.
I'm
glad that I remembered to put it where it was supposed to be. I'm right there. I'm jangled. I've got a lot of plates spinning right now. And for those of you who are waiting for everything, it's coming. I promise.
What pamphlet is that, Michelle?
I don't know. I have several.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which one. But you're welcome.
Where are these on your website or something?
Yeah, if you go to my website, there is, I put seminars 2020, and anything that I talked about this year has got little videos and vignettes and downloadables and things that I use. So anybody who wants to go there can. It's free. There's no charge for it.
Good.
Not shaving double-coated dogs. Oh, that must be my client info booklet that I give out. It's just a little booklet that covers the myths of shaving and how you can address it. And then there's a lovely rant on the back page saying basically, quit shaving your double-coated dog. Stop making me do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. But it reads better than that, but that's really what it says.
Megan.
I also have one in Arizona that covers how a therapy schedule. So it's a client booklet for when they accept therapeutics. This is their schedule. This is what to expect. So it's got a little bitty, it's just a little handout that I give them. I like handouts because I like to give that information where it needs to be.
Given that you're in Arizona in the South where it's warmer more of the year, when I opened my doors almost 6.5 years ago, almost 7 years ago, I never would shave. And so we had a couple of people that asked and I said no, and they went elsewhere. But I've gained far more. I have so many clients that have come to me. I hear you're the one that won't shave, and they.
That's how you get them. Yeah. That's how you get them. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're asking where that handout. It's on your website.
The handout is on. You can see the little logo that's behind me. It's www.allthingspaw.com.
So cute.
Yeah.
I'll post it.
So
That's very cute. All things Paul. How did you come out? One day you'll tell us how you came up with that.
can we be drinking?
Yes.
Yeah, will there be wine?
There will be cocktails involved. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is that when we get? Oh, we're trying. I think she's back.
Oh, yay. Melissa's back. Yay.
I don't know.
So, and if
threw
you
it
want to
on
go
my
back to
phone.
that one
Sorry.
page, I'll more often. I do change things out depending on what I'm speaking on currently. But if you know something was in there that's not in there anymore, just send me a message and I'll absolutely throw it back in there. I just like to keep it fresh.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to totally go and look at that. That's wonderful.
I'm having problems. Some of our stuff is not posting on everything tonight, and I'm not sure what's going on with that. But if I have to go through and try and remember to post everything again, I will.
I can't even imagine how busy, if I were the internet, how busy the pandemic would have made me feel.
Yeah.
So busy that there are absolutely platforms with servers that they're keeping together with duct tape, and they're putting dry ice to cool them off. No joke. That is what has happening to the internet.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm an IT nerd, so
I can't imagine what this last year would have been like without it. Can you imagine if this pandemic had hit in 1988, or something before we had, widespread internet?
I know, because we had to go out and talk to everybody to tell them that there was a pandemic.
Yes. Yes.
No one would know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Laura, thank you for coming,
Laura's
sweetheart. It was really
Hey.
nice seeing you here.
Really quick, Lara, before you leave, where are you going to be in Florida? Because I'm going to be down there then too, but I'll be in Tampa. Same dates also. It's kind of scary. I'm looking forward to it.
And Christina is asking, where do you find the Hangout Megan Podolsky?
The handout.
The handout. Yeah, I posted.
Okay, okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope that everybody just is incredibly understanding with whatever, like, just don't let it fluff you. Don't let it mess with you.
Sorry.
Just remember that this is a time where we can absolutely forgive everything and understand that everything is just not as it should be. And we can just kind of, accept and don't let things, don't let things get to you or upset you. Take really good care of yourselves. Yeah. Everybody, please just be incredibly generous to yourself. Do whatever you can to pamper yourself. Don't clean so much. Just put your feet up and watch a favorite old movie, and just, really take care of yourself right now, and be so good to yourself, because we just need to get through this. And with the vaccines going out now, the end is in sight. It's not here yet. We still got 6 more months of really having to be diligent about masks and stuff, but that, the end is now in sight, people. So just hang in there and be good to yourself and be good to each other.
Wine and chocolate. I like that. That's a good combo. I usually like my wine with Twizzlers. Is that weird? Christina wants to get back.
I like my wine with my wine.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I are kind of deadly together, aren't we? Christina wanted to get back to some precautions. What did you say? Should we in our pods get tested for COVID on a weekly, monthly basis? She's had several shops that have asked.
Yeah, my shop staff, I've been kind of doing it in waves as it has hit some perimeter of their life. Like they've got kids in daycare where one of the daycare staff people has gotten it, or something. So we have actually, everybody in the shop over the last 2 months has had to be tested, because myself included, because of my mother visiting my mother, and then she came down from her. So, I mean, and we've all been negative. Yeah. Thank the heavens, we've all been negative. But we did have 2 staff members that tested positive. They quarantined for 2 weeks. They tested negative. They never really got sick, so they came back to work. It's crazy. But I think everybody should, test at the first sign of any reason to test. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm like falling
I'm
asleep
there.
here on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been, Melissa, you cleared it up last week. You summed it up last week when you said you gave 2020 a boost in what you had said last week on live, and Michelle was part of that, but you weren't here for it to hear what she said. I don't even know if she remembers now.
I remember. I just took Michelle's advice. Michelle always says to just love them through it, and so that's what you have to do. Just love them through it. Love yourself. You have to take care of yourself because you can't fill any cups if you're an empty vessel. So, so when you're loving through everything, you have to love yourself too. So that self-care comes in. Like Jennifer said, put your feet up, sit and watch a movie, take a break for a minute, because you need to recharge. Just like my computer just lost power completely. It's a brand new laptop, and that my husband's on it, and he's gonna fix it for me. But that's what happens to us. We run out. We just run out of energy, and by the time that comes, then we just fall apart. And as groomers, we're used to going 100 miles an hour every day, day in and day out. So you have to take care of yourself so that you're able to take care of others.
Yep. Well, that's a good way to end this.
Michelle gave me, and Michelle's the one that gave me that advice. Just love them through it. So include yourself in it.
Include yourself.
Yeah,
you are your own best friend.
I think I see it. I think I see a T-shirt. Love them through it.
Love them through it. Absolutely.
I'm going to remember that.
Harsh enough.
That could be a little halo above you too.
The world is a harsh enough place. Give love when you can, and be ready to receive it when you find it. So.
You are. I just want to be in your aura, Michelle, at all times. Yes. Awesome.
Probably not today. You hear a lot of snoring because I'm super tired.
No, I love this group of ladies. Very smart, very good people.
Yes.
Very smart.
We
very
appreciate that.
Well, I just want to ask, so since I'm going to be down there and I will be with another instructor of ours that you ladies have not been able to meet yet, but we're going to be doing some work down in Florida, and that's Latifa Mina, who is actually our animal communicator. And I was going to invite her onto the show with us one of those Mondays. So
that's great.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be cool.
She's fun.
That would be so much fun.
She's I don't know how to explain Latifa. She's interesting.
Well, I
she
love the idea
laugh.
of, instead of a trainer, a communicator. I love that idea.
She is a communicator. Yeah. But she does claim she talks to him. Who am I to judge?
Only she and the animal knows.
Yeah.
I talk to my animals every day,
all
and
the
they
time,
understand.
right?
I have Australian Shepherds and Poodles, and they definitely know English words.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. So, but I was going to bring her on since she'll be down there, and we've got a lot of work to do. She's going to do, hopefully I'll be able to finally get caught up on all of my paperwork and get back on track. Because I have been grooming. I know. And since I'm on the floor, I don't have time to do everything that I need to be doing for this school. So I got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get it done.
Do you want to plug really quick, because the registration windows are, the price is going to go up soon. Michelle, do you want to plug the petcoatedsummit.com?
Yeah, the Skin and Coat Summit is coming up. I believe it's the weekend of January 17th.
January 17th, 18th, and isn't that the Martin Luther King? It's that Sunday, Monday of the
I'm
Martin
probably the last person that should be giving you information on dates and times. Promise. I believe sometime in January. Look for it. It's really cool. I got nothing. But it's called the Pet Skin and Coat Summit, I do believe. And it is an online seminar that is all about skin and coat. It is amazing. It's the first time it's ever been done in such a focused manner.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it was like $97.
Yeah, for 2 days or something. Yeah.
And several of us are going to be on it.
Yeah.
But if you read the list of people, basically the 2 days of programs on a Sunday and a Monday, they take you through, starting with Chris Pearson first thing that Sunday morning. You actually are going to learn more about canine skin and coat than you ever thought. And I love the idea of a focused summit on just skin and coat. This is a conference, an online, educational opportunity for a very low price with top national speakers on it, and all skin and coat focused. And it walks, like, even the order that she put the courses in, where you're taking the most introductory anatomy first and so on. The website for it is Pet Coat Ed, as in education. Pet Coat Ed Summit. Pet Coat Ed, so it looks like coated. Petcoatedsummit.com, or you can find it on Facebook. Skin and it's under Skin and Coat or something.
And I will be teaching the feline section of the Skin and Coat Summit. So there will be I'm doing the essentials of feline skin and coat. So
that's so awesome. And I'm doing my 15 coat types. The great Michelle Knowles is doing what?
I'm doing a wrap up on both days. So whatever information that you find, it's kind of a wrap up of that, so you can make it cohesive. And then I wrap up the entire the summit with putting theory into practice. This is something that you just don't see anywhere. You have all this beautiful knowledge. You have all these pieces of information. And then you get back to your salon. How do you put all of that together and classify it and make it individual and tailor? So that's going to cover everything. So you're going to learn all this stuff about skin and coat, and then we're going to teach you how to put theory into practice.
Awesome.
It's great. I just posted it, and we are a vendor as well. So I'm not speaking, but you'll see us there, or you'll see me there.
This time, the last time you were there. I mean,
there and a vendor.
you can't be everywhere at all times.
I can't.
Although you pretty much can.
She can give it her best shot, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I try. So, yeah. But I think we probably need our girl. Angie's doing something. Oh, on her little cricket, that little chihuahua. Oh my God, her little
cricket. She's now doing therapeutics on regrowing hair on one of her dogs that she loved and adopted. And he was a naked little mole rat, and he is now the fluffiest little chihuahua. And she's going to take you through his therapy and how she rehabilitated his skin. So that's going to be amazing.
Is this Angie Coates?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay. I can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Melissa, I want to take your cat thing. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I like your classes, Melissa.
Yeah, I need to. I've never had a cat coat skin anatomy. I mean, I know some basics about cat grooming, how thin their skin is. Cats are so thin, right? Super. They make. I mean, dog skin is thin. Cat skin's really thin.
When Melissa talks about cats. When Melissa talks about cats, it's like you've never seen one before and you're being introduced to them all over again.
I love it.
Super thorough. She will, it is an amazing class. I have personally talked with her about cat skincare, and I'm telling you, she is the lady. If I have kitty questions, that is who I call.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have one today,
thank you,
and
lady.
it was way too stressful of a day. So I was like, "Can we reschedule?"
Yeah, cats don't do well. I will only do cats at 8:00 in the morning when they're the first thing that walks through the door, and where it's real quiet. I used to do them on Sundays, but I working 7 days a week was not working well for me. So,
Yeah.
But it is.
Skin and coat is something that is super important no matter which species you're working on, whether it's cats, dogs, rabbits, small companion animals, any of that stuff. As groomers, we need to know that that animal is more than just the fur that we're working on, that we need to understand that that coat and that skin has a purpose and a function, and what we put on it and what we do with it those things, as well as environmental things, all that stuff. So I'm just so thrilled to be able to be a part of it and to see our industry actually saying, hey, look, we want to know this stuff. We have groomers that want more. Yeah, that see the importance in it,
Yes.
So cat grooming does not have to be scary, and it doesn't have to be like, lion taming and all that. It can be challenging, but it has good basics, and you can balance your energy. You can groom a cat.
Absolutely.
Do you want to start the new year off with cat grooming for our show?
Me?
Yeah. For the show?
I would be happy to. I would be happy to. I could definitely
write that down. That might get some good newness in. Though we love everybody who joins us weekly,
can talk about
we
could easily do what my specialty is, which is holistic feline grooming, which is different. It's no better nor worse than any other method out there. It's just a different methodology and a different way of approaching a feline.
I think it's the best way, because cat grooming has got it.
I like to.
Yeah.
All right. You must be friends, Melissa. You must be friends with
a different view.
You must be friends with the great Cheryl Woods in Illinois, who is also a holistic cat groomer, and I know you guys all talk to each other.
I follow her on social media as well. So
she and I were co-presidents of the Illinois Professional Pet Groomers Association. She's amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I try and read everyone, and I try and get as much information that's out there, not just from holistic groomers, but just groomers in general, just so that I can see and experience what's going on in the industry. But as much as my husband always says, I love felines 51% and dogs 49%. So
fair enough.
We'll
allow it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, ladies.
Fair enough.
Very good. Well, on that note, let's wrap this up because we're at an hour.
Yeah, my audio is breaking up too. I'm having technical problems tonight.
That's okay.
We're glad to have you in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
So, everyone that's still with us, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
absolutely,
Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Everyone, have a great Kwanzaa. Have a great week, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So enjoy your break if anyone's not working Christmas Eve, which
it's Monday, December 27th will be our next show.
Our next one, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Very good. All right.
Happy holidays to all of you.
Happy holidays.